Hey everybody, I went to Home Depot, and as everybody should know by now, they're having their Black Friday sale, only not Black Friday, and it goes on until April 10th, and this video should be posted before then. But I picked up this awesome whiskey barrel for 30 bucks, so it was a little pricey. 2 bags of eco scraps garden soil. I've had such good luck with their potting soil, I figured I'd try it out. And I got garden soil because it was cheaper than buying a whole bunch of bags of potting soil. And I picked up some perlite, which I'm going to use to make this kind of like potting soil. Then, for $2 a pop, I got a bunch of herbs. I've got curled leaf parsley, and I've got garden sage, and I've got a really neat looking boxwood basil, which is kind of cool. And I've got tarragon, Mexican tarragon, and chives, and lemon balm, and cilantro. And this thing is just awesome. It is a pineapple sage, and if you've never tasted it, it tastes like pineapple. It's the craziest thing ever. It tastes like exactly like pineapple. It's awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix this up, and then I'll come back when I. Alright, so I've got the perlite mixed in, and it's filled almost to the rim. I left a little space so that when I water, it'll actually, hold the water instead of spilling over the sides. That was a common problem I have. But I used half a bag of perlite for this thing, and I used almost 3 cubic feet of the Eco Scraps garden soil. So I'm going to plant now, and I will show you as I go through each thing. But the first thing I need to do is go through and separate the individual plants and get my seed paper, which I'll show you now. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to take the plastic off of the pot. And we need to read the little included card, which is not coming through clearly on this camera, but it's common sage, and it has a total adult height of 36 inches. Now I'm going to put this in by itself, but for the time being I'm just going to set it on top here in the corner, because I think that's the tallest plant. I'm going to check the other ones and see what arrangement will work out. Okay, so the next one I think might get tall is this boxwood basil. Kind of neat. Alright. 12 to 16 inches. Boxwood basil. Oh, yeah, don't forget to leave your tag in the dirt. So this one has, if you look, 1 stem, 2 stems, 3 stems. So this is 3 plants. We need to divide it. I'll check the rest of the plants the same way and compare them and see where we want to put them. And when I'm done, I will show you the arrangement I've worked out, and then we'll plant. Alright, so I found it easier, instead of moving all the plants around over and over and over again, to position the tags roughly where I want the plants in the zones of the bed. This front edge here is 12-inch plants. This one gets a little bit taller and a little bit taller and a little bit taller until we get to the back. Now the pineapple sage in the way back here gets the biggest at 48 inches. That's 4 feet. That's going to be a big plant. It's going to be really pretty when it comes to seed and everything else. And the lemon basil doesn't get quite as big. The other sage, the garden sage, doesn't get quite as big, but they're still 3 feet high. So this thing is going to be tall here and then shrink as it goes forward. And after I'm done putting all the plants in, I'll show you the seed paper that I went and got, and I'll show you how I'm going to put that in to fill in the empty space. And then I'm going to show you what else we're going to do with this before I water it. Okay, so I've planted everything, and that's what it looks like right now. and it looks pretty decent. Now these plants will get bigger, I know that. They'll fill in, I know that too. I wanted to just plug some stuff in that's not going to get quite as tall as everything else and act as a good shade for the soil, while these things are growing. So I have these seed papers that I bought a few years ago. One is basil, and one is lettuce. I'm going to take and I'm going to cut little patches, not huge amounts, just little patches, and stick them in here and bury them in the soil and let whatever sprouts from them sprout. See if they work, see if they don't. I haven't really used them much, that's why I still have almost a whole sheet, because I didn't lay them out and water them down and all that like I was supposed to, I guess. But I've been cutting little pieces out of it, and it's worked pretty good for where I've put them. So I'll just keep doing that. So let me go ahead and do that, and then we can water, and then we can look at the bucket after it's all said and done. Alright, so I started to water, and the wind started to pick up. It looks like it's going to be raining. So this is basically where I'm leaving the bucket. It looks pretty good. Obviously it looks a little bit tussled because the plants were just put in. But hey, maybe it'll become this big, beautiful basket that I'm aiming for. And I will keep you updated on this. But just real quick, just to show you what I was talking about. That over there, that's a mountain. And if you look at the sky, it looks kind of angry. So the wind's getting a little chilly, but not bad. These plants should handle it. I also wanted to show you, because I haven't done this yet, I wanted to show you my front bed. I've got a miniature white cluster rose. I'm not exactly sure what the name of it is, but it's pretty. I've got some tulips and some daffodils and some irises, and I have an onion. The onion that was in one of the onions that was in my grow room. The other one is there, that really curly thing. More of those. I've got some vinca minor there and there. It's all vinca minor. I have some stuff coming up which I'm not quite sure what it is. Like this here, I think might be one of the daylilies that my mother sent me last year. That might be two, or it could be tulips. I can't really tell right now, they're too small. This rose bush is a blood red rose. So is that one. They're both coming up. This is a yellow bush, which from the looks of it is going to be loaded with flowers this year, which is awesome. I mean, I've got that flower bed right there that's on the verge of opening. Oh, and there's an iris coming out right there. So this flower bed should look pretty nice. I do have some peonies, but they're not up yet on this side. I got one up, but it's all the way on the other side of the bench over there. Some thyme that's coming up through, which is nice. So that'll be part of my herb collection. Sorry, the wind is kind of getting intense. I apologize. But yeah, so to finish everything off, this is the Whiskey Barrel Herb Garden / flower explosion, hopefully. I didn't put nasturtiums in there. I want to let everything else get settled first. I will put nasturtiums in later on anyway. They're not going to handle it outside right now to begin with. So there's that. But this herb bucket hopefully will be very gorgeous when it's good to go. And it's probably going to be so tall that it will hit the underside of this ledge in my house.